Yeah. Aha. It's not a walkthrough, playthrough, review, anything like that. It's just me playing the game badly so you can see what it looks like. On my last video, I had a version of Race Driving running in the background, and several people, well, two, asked me what version of Race Driving it was. And it was this, Race Driving A Go Go, which I had never heard before, about one day before I made that video. It is on the PS1. Who knew there was a version of Race Driving on the PS1? I didn't. I've got this running on my Luckbox Pro on the Batacera operating system, which I've got running off of a USB memory stick thing. I'm running on the DuckStation emulator, running at 720p, which is why it looks so nice. And I mean, I know it's not authentic. I'm not running on original hardware, and normally I like to run on original hardware. But I'm unaware of another way of getting Race Driving to run at 720p effectively. I can't get the arcade versions on MAME to run properly. It just doesn't want to know. There's a PS2 version of the game which is great, but when you get to about this spot, your car falls through the road and it's just bugged. I don't know if it does that on the GameCube version as well or other versions, but certainly the one I've got makes it unplayable, which is a real shame because I love, well, it's hard driving I'm into. Race driving is like, it's hard driving with extra stuff. And I just don't care about the extra stuff. I don't even care about the stunt circuit. I just like doing this circuit. So playing it, this Japanese only PS1 version on an emulator, up-resed to 720p, it's as good as I'm likely to find it, or be able to run it on the systems that I've got, and it's great. I've got it running on my RG351V as well, and it runs very nicely on that and looks great as well. It's not running at 720p on there, obviously, but it looks great. Difficulty wise, I don't know how it compares with the arcade original. It's certainly harder than the Mega Drive version running on easy mode, which is how I tend to play it because I'm a wuss. Whoops. Yeah, it's hard enough to be challenging whilst easy enough to at least be able to do a few laps before running out of time, and that's really all I want. And you know, the frame rate's nice and smooth, and the resolution is high enough for it to not be some kind of jag fest. And there's not a lot else I can say about it really, except that there is another mode, which we'll keep going here until, I guess, until I run out of time, and then maybe I'll get to race against the Phantom Photon, and maybe I won't, depending. I mean, given that I'm talking, I'm not concentrating quite as well as I normally would, but still doing all right, I think. But yeah, once I've either raced the Phantom Photon or not, and I won't, oh god, whoops, I won't win that race, we'll have a look at the other modes. I mean, obviously there are other circuits, this being Race Driving, but I want to show you the other mode. I don't know if or to what extent this differs from the Sega Saturn version of Race Driving, which also has like texture mapped modes, or mode. It might be the same game, not sure. I've got it for the Saturn, and I've even got it running for the Saturn on this Luckbox Pro on Batacera, but the the Saturn emulation on it is not so good. So while it does run, it looks rough. It looks really rough, where this looks great. So yeah, I was pleased to be able to get the Saturn version running, but then when I found this I was like, yep, we're not going to be bothering with that Saturn version again. But I'm not sure if this and that are the same. I mean, that one's just called Race Driving, but it has got the extra modes, where this is Race Driving A Go Go, which honestly I don't know why they called it that. That's just weird. But then it's Japanese. Well, oh dear. Time's up. Yeah, we don't get to race the Phantom Photon. So, because I'm mature, can we get back to I don't want to go back. I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay. Is it that? Yeah, that takes us back to the start. So the enhanced mode is actually the first one in that menu, I think. We'll have that car. I have no idea what this is gonna. Well, no, I do have a. I have done this once, but I didn't get very far. I played it just long enough to know it wasn't what I was looking for, because I was looking for the original mode. Yeah, let's go. I'm not keen on the voices that have been added to this. I don't remember. Oh God. I do like this. I mean, it's not what I expect from race driving, but oh, it's still novel and amusing. And I mean, it's compared to texture mapped racing games that were on the PS1, Ridge Racer, and it's crashed. No, it just froze for a moment. You know, it's terrible. Oops. Yeah. Well, I'm just not going to make it. Yeah, this is, I think it is a standard race driving circuit, but with texture maps added to it, which, oh crap. Doesn't make for a good game, because you can't see what you're doing. And I fell off. I fell off the road, or even maybe off the world, not sure. Oh, be careful. Oh, come on, come on. I mean, come on. What are you meant to do? How are you meant to not die? What? Oh, Christ. That's just, it's just rubbish. I don't know how you're meant to do that without dying, except brake all the way down, I guess. But you can't really see. No. Oh. Yeah. Ah. Let's not and just say we did, eh? Let's pack up and go home, because... yeah. That's not good, is it? I could try other bits, other levels, other circuits, but honestly I don't wanna. I don't know. Let's see. Can you hear the music? I've got it down really low, and that's probably just as well. look at a different track. Maybe. Okay. This ain't gonna go well. Oh wow. This looks like, I don't know, Shenmue? Are we racing around Shenmue type locations? Probably not. Oh God. I am moving on. What are you talking about? What? I mean, I don't know how you can go quickly around this. You can't. It's not possible. I did. Oof! Oops. Is this London? I think it's meant to be. They have strange ideas about what London looks like. Oh God. Oh crap. Landmines. So this is London in the 70s. Okay then. What the bloody hell? Yeah, I mean, obviously this is an Atari game, and their games did tend to be a bit ropey at this sort of era, and it has been coded by Warner Interactive or whatever they were called at that time. Oops, and they didn't do the best conversions, to be honest. Which explains a great deal. So it's like it takes the worst of Atari done badly by a third party and you get this. I have no idea. Well, okay then. That's awful. The normal race driving modes, where it's flat shaded polygons, great, love them, looks awesome. The texture mapped stuff, appalling, worse than the Sega Saturn version. When it comes to the texture mapped bits, you just don't want to play it. But when it comes to the flat shaded polygon bit, having it at 720p, great, lovely. If you like polygon driving games and are a fan of like hard driving and race driving, then yes, Race Driving A Go Go. There are multiple different versions of the ROM available online. I only found one that worked. I googled Race Driving A Go Go PS1 ISO, and it was about the third page in. I can't remember what the site was. I have no idea. I didn't make a note of it. I didn't even make a mental note of it. It was like, let's try this one, download, because I tried maybe 6 different ones and this was the only one that worked. On the DuckStation emulator, on Batacera, on the Lightbox Pro. Okay, gonna stop now. Thank you for watching me die a lot. Hello, today's question for Q&A is from Joe Lee. Link to their channel down there. They ask, for simplicity's sake, here's a question for Q&A that's separate from my 2-paragraph info dump. I don't remember what that was because it's a while ago. Dear Steve, if someone were to make a video game based on your life up to now, who would you want making it and what would the game be about? If you can't explain the who's or what, just give some examples of existing games if you want. Interesting question. Okay, I don't know what I would call it, but it would be by Namco. and it would be kind of Pac-Man-esque. 2 levels with a bonus game at the end, depending on how you do. Right, first level, you're a cleaner in a pub. It is like Pack Attack, isometric. You're walking around the maze-like pub, mopping the floors, trying to avoid the pissed-up punters. Obviously you mop, you change the colour of the floor or whatever, so you can see where you've mopped. You've got to mop the whole floor of the pub, but the punters, if you touch them, you lose a life because they're pissed and they maybe punch your lights out or something. However, you can go into the toilets and you can mop up a pile of puke and squeeze it out into your bucket, take your bucket and throw the bucket of puke at the punters, at which point they run away from you screaming and you can beat them up with your mop and score extra points. I know, it's Pac-Man. Once you've completed that level, you then go, you maybe have to do that level several times and it gets harder, whatever, don't know, but you've got a car boot sale level where you're at a car boot sale. It's still isometric, it's still Pac-Man-esque. You're wandering around picking up coins off the floor, and when you've got, I don't know, enough coins or whatever, you can go and buy the retro computer or computers, some kind of race element or whatever. Avoid the other shoppers, something, maybe they're trying to get the coins as well. Yeah, and you once all the coins are picked up, however many you've got, affects what retro computer you can buy from the car boot sale. And then you get your bonus level where you play a retro style game on the computer, depending on what the computer is. It might be a ZX81, in which case you say play something silent and black and white and blocky, or it might be a X68000, in which case you play something very impressive. Don't know, something like that anyway. No idea. I don't know. Benway's pub mop retro game, whatever. You think of something. But that's what my game would be if you made a game of my life. And I mean, really, that's not my life at all anymore, because I don't work in the pub anymore and I don't go to car boot sales and buy retro computers anymore. But I think that's the only... I can't see another way to make a game of my life, really. So that will have to do. Interesting question, and actually not very easy to answer, so yeah. Okay, anyone else who's got any questions they would like answering in a video like this, leave your question in the comments below and begin with 4 Q&A, so I know not to just answer in the comments. Thank you for watching.
It says here Benway offers his thanks to those who subscribe to his Patreon account thing. Is that what he needs?